Okay, Cancer. So love is a battlefield. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. Okay, so as far as your energy, we have the Two of Swords. This is your hopes, fears, expectations. I feel that many of you Cancers, this is general reading, remember, have really been torn as far as this relationship goes or someone in your life. And when you have the Two of Swords, this card talks about a lot of mental anguish, mental turmoil, decisions, that there's a decision that has to be made, but there's a hesitancy to make that decision. So I feel like there's a lot been going on in your mind, and it's just been conflicted, like totally conflicted, kind of at a stalemate situation. You're just not clear as far as what you need to do. And I know there's a lot of deep emotions going on in the background, but you're almost just like, it's almost just numb to that at this point, because it's so overwhelming that you're blindfolded, meaning that you don't want to see what you have to see in regards to this relationship or the situation. There's a refusal to look at what's really happening. And also, because there's a Two of Swords, it's covering the heart. It's covering, your heart center. And love is not able to come in or go out on either side of this relationship. So it's intense, Cancer. It's intense. And I feel that a lot of you are torn. You're torn between two lovers. You're torn between a decision. You're torn between how you're feeling. And it's caused you a lot of mental anguish. So I feel that for a lot of you, you're just afraid to make a decision. You're afraid to let go of someone or something. And because of that fear, it's not allowing love to come in or go out. So yeah, I just feel that it's been relationships for some of you have really been an emotional and mental challenge. And that in the month of June, that there's a decision that has to be made, but there's an unwillingness to want to see the truth about the situation. That you're almost like frozen in time, because she's like frozen in that position. She's just, it doesn't matter what's going around her. She's been sitting there for a while, and she's just staying there. So like almost a fear of making a decision either way. And so she's just staying right there with her heart closed. And this can also relate to past hurts or fears, relationships being hurt in the past. And that's kind of what has created this stalemate situation, that there's more than meets the eye. We have the moon, so we kind of have the subconscious. And obviously there's deep emotions still, under the surface that are affecting the current decision or the current relationship. And so I feel that for some of you, the past is actually part of the predicament or the dilemma. And that is what is also creating kind of this being stuck. So as far as the obstacle, we have the Ten of Swords, and it's in reverse. So what this tells me is that many of you have been through something really traumatic. And it could be in regards to this relationship or this person, that whoever this person has been, that it's like you can't imagine it to get any worse. Like you guys have already been through everything that is crazy, and and sometimes it's harder to let go of someone when you have been through so much with them, because you have such a deep history with that person that pain can almost like bond you together in a weird way. And so I feel like for this card, like you're drained, Cancer, like you're beyond drained. This card can talk about that the worst is over. Hallelujah. That it really can't get any worse, that you are going to start coming out of this deep, intense emotional turmoil and, devastation. But it can also talk about that you haven't fully surrendered to the process, or you haven't fully learned the complete lesson. So it can kind of go both ways. But either way, this just talks about that, like, you've gone through, or your relationship has gone through, or your partner has gone through just a total traumatic experience. And that there's all of these issues that need to be sorted out. We've got 10 of them. So there's a lot of issues that have to be worked on. And that's going to be the obstacle. And this card also talks about that it's slow. This is a slow process. This is a slow growth. So the month of June is just possibly going to, it's not going to be a quick fix by any means to any of these situations. The only way it's going to improve is if each sword is, dealt with, whatever these issues are. And you just get this sense of this deep, there's a lot of darkness, there's a lot of emotions. Each sword has to be carefully and cautiously handled, whatever that issue was in the relationship or with that person, or even within yourself, that the light is dawning. I mean, I do get a sense that there is hope. You see this light, it's like, yeah, there's been a lot of blah, but we have hope here. And you may start seeing a little bit of silver lining. You may start seeing like there are some things that are starting to improve in your relationship, or just how you're feeling. But the obstacle is going to be, taking these blinders off, taking that blinder off, and dealing with each sword, dealing with each whatever painful thought or feeling, dealing with that. So that's going to be the challenge this month. But I feel that as you do that, Cancer, you're going to get hope. You're going to start getting insight. And I do feel for a lot of you that the worst is over. I really do. I feel like whatever crazy situation emotionally you've been challenged with, whether this is your own journey or you're in a relationship, that you've gone to the 10, you've gone to the emotional depths or trauma, and you've survived. You've survived. You may be tired, you may be fatigued, progress might be slow as far as returning from it, but you will survive. And there's always a silver lining. There's always something positive that's going to come out of those situations. So I just feel like for a lot of you in the month of June, it's just going to be about slowly working with each issue that you need to work with. And you're probably afraid to do it. There's probably fear and apprehension, but that's what's absolutely necessary, Cancer, is dealing with any negative thoughts, emotions, feelings, letting go of any negativity from the past hurts, past emotions. It's really about like healing yourself this month and just taking out one of those swords one by one and facing it, dealing with it. And I feel that as you do that, you're gonna start gaining more clarity. But emotionally, you're at a vulnerable place. You're at a sensitive place. You're probably at a very self-protected place, and that's okay. That's okay. You are strong and you have survived. Okay, as far as the outcome or the realization, we actually have the Prince of Wands, and he's in reverse. So a lot of reversals this month. As far as this goes, what I feel like how this is going to relate to you, Cancer, I feel like because you're going through so much emotionally, that basically this month is going to be a slow improvement. I do feel that it's going to be an improvement for you in regards to relationships, but the Prince of Wands is going to be like a waxing and waning of emotions, meaning that one moment you feel really, positive and like, yes, we can make this work. And then the next moment it's like, this isn't going to work. I feel like an instability as far as your emotions, because you're trying to sort all these issues out. You're trying to sort all these, things from the past or whatever's happened between you guys. You're trying to deal with one issue at a time. And so this card just talks about like your emotions, because it's a fire. It's going to bring like highs and lows, you're going to feel like passionate and committed one minute. And the next minute you're like, no, the grass is greener on the other side. That's it. I'm out of here. Because this card kind of talks about like, it's, you see the green grass. It's kind of like the answer somewhere else. I feel that there's going to be a temptation, once again, to not deal with the issue, to want to stay blind to it. So it's easier to just kind of gallop off somewhere else and be distracted. so that you don't have to feel, you know, all these emotions or whatever. And so there's going to be a sense of that, you know, over there is better, or the grass is greener on the other side. And this can also talk about being impulsive and a little bit more reckless with your emotions. So because you're feeling such intense things, it's going to take a lot of work to stay balanced and focused and centered and grounded, because this card kind of warns of acting too impulsively, or, you know, just because you're feeling highly emotional, just to react in that way. And so this card can kind of talk about that, like fire out of control. So emotions out of control. So that is going to be the temptation, Cancer, is because you're dealing with such intense stuff, you might waver or fluctuate between your emotions. And, you know, it's understandable. I mean, you've been through a lot, some of you, and you're seeking just to understand and to figure it out. And sometimes when we're hurting, you know, we're just, it's like, I feel like you've been through so much that your loving, tender, caring heart just can't give anymore to this person or the situation. And instead, you know, you might react out like either in a frustration or just, you know, in inconsistency or irritability. That's going to be the temptation, is not to just be your sweet, natural, caring self. And it's because you've gone through this intense trauma, and it's taken a lot out of you. So the recommendation here, Cancer, is to take your time to, if this is you, and obviously there's, you know, this is talking to a lot of different Cancers, so I can't say this is for every Cancer, but the ones that this is speaking to, be compassionate with yourself and know that your emotions might be a little off kilter, and try your hardest to just take a time out from your lover, from your relationship, from whatever, and just nurture and be kind and gentle with yourself. I feel like that's going to help you, because this card just talks about like not rushing back in. So if, you know, if you've been torn about a lover and, you know, they smooth talk you, or because this can talk about a relationship coming back. The 10 reverse can talk about a relationship coming back. So if that's the case, this card is saying, don't rush into it. Don't just jump into it. Like, really get your facts straight. Really take your time. Be cautious. And I feel that either way, whether you have a lover coming back, or you're in a relationship, or, you know, you're just sorting things out, that resist the impulse to make a rash, impulsive decision this month in love, and really ground yourself. I feel that for some of you Cancers, just getting around water, taking time to calm down, relax, heal yourself, work on letting go of past hurts, childhood issues, anything that's just been painful, releasing that is what I feel like is going to be the most beneficial for you this month as far as relationships, is really just working on those things that, you know, removing those things that don't make you feel good. Because as we let go of the old or the negative or the things we no longer need, your sense of equilibrium and balance and harmony and, you know, just receiving love in your heart and your life is going to come back to you. And I feel that that process has started for many of you. Like, there's been that light and that sliver that, yes, you know, I can see that, you know, even though this has been really hard, there's hope, and I am going to heal from this, and I am going to be stronger from this. Okay, so we have Brazilianite and its flexibility. And I like how this green matches the background. I love this lime green color. So Brazilianite is a range of translucent to opaque greens. It is related to the solar plexus and the crown chakra. Brazilianite resonates the energy of flexibility and empowerment. It offers it to all who cross its path. It gently guides you to release tension and loosen the reins so that the divine light of the universe is able to ebb and flow into your life experience. It shares its wisdom and divine timing as you open to receive its magic, allowing you to practice flexibility in all aspects of your life. Flexibility makes it easier to make decisions, creating and allowing more inner peace. So Brazilianite assists in decision making. It brings inner peace and self-awareness. It enhances flexibility. It assists in enhancing creative projects, and it also provides self-empowerment. So Cancer, you have attracted Brazilianite into your life today to highlight the importance of exercising flexibility in your life. When you allow more flexibility in life, you will be open to a whole new world of opportunity. This card is a sign that you are being a little too hard on yourself and rigid in your decisions, or maybe even a little stubborn and inflexible with people around you or with yourself. You may be feeling frustrated and challenged by others' opinions. Whatever your situation, you are being invited to be a little more understanding and patient. This is a vulnerable time for you, and it is a time to set yourself free and cut those ropes that you seem to wrap around yourself at times. Expand your awareness as you start to see things from a different perspective. You are encouraged to be more open and free in your mind as you deepen in your own beliefs and point of view. As you allow this new state of consciousness, you will allow gifts of life to flow straight into you. Be open to allow more flexibility to touch your world in your current situation. As you go more with the flow, feel the sense of new freedom and expansion that comes with the willingness to be open and flexible. Wow, very powerful message. I hope that that is helpful for some Cancers. So flexibility is the healing crystal energy. And if you can't get this crystal, you can even visualize it through meditation. Just the energy that comes off this card, off this video. It's a very calming, soothing, kind of go with the flow energy. So I know that that can be helpful. So let's go ahead and draw a healing color to assist. So what is the healing color for Cancer for the month of June to help them manifest and be their highest and best self? Okay, how can you not love this right here? I mean, most people, I love chocolate. Yummy, this makes me want chocolate. Okay, nourish your body and your soul. Yummy. Okay, chocolate is a mixture of brown and black that links us to the earth, providing healthy boundaries and encouraging structure. It accesses your shadow side to offer deep insights and growth, and also provides you with nourishment and resilience. Nourish your body and soul with chocolate. Today, make yourself a cup of hot chocolate and sip it slowly. Allow the warmth and sweetness to nourish your body and soul. What does this nourishment mean to you? How can you nourish and nurture yourself more? Get some paper and a pen. Put your feet up and allow your creativity to flow. Write down 10 nourishing things you can do for yourself in the next week and do them. Say, God, please awaken the sweetness and soulfulness inside me so I can truly nourish and love myself. Wow, that's a beautiful message. I mean, if you indulge yourself a little bit this month, or the rest of this month, Cancer, between that and just remaining open and flexible to the universe, I feel like so many amazing and wonderful and sweet things will be coming to you this month. So, and with chocolate, another way they say that you can wear this color, you can eat it, you can surround yourself with it, you can visualize yourself with it as in a meditation. So there's lots of different ways to incorporate these two energies into your life the rest of this month.